When you think of the word imagination, what truly comes to mind? Is it a fleeting daydream from childhood, a pleasant escape? Or is it something more powerful, a force that can build worlds, mend a broken spirit, and even blur the very line between what is real and what is not? In the vast library of cinema, there are films that entertain and films that thrill, but very few dare to become a gateway into the boundless, untamed territory of the human mind. Today, we open the door to one such film, a forgotten masterpiece, a visual symphony called The Fall. Released in the year 2006 and directed by the visionary Tarsem Singh, The Fall is less a movie and more a cinematic tapestry, woven with threads of fantasy, tragedy, and hope. Our story begins not in a fantastical realm, but in the sterile, sun-drenched corridors of a Los Angeles hospital in the 1920s. Here, we meet Roy Walker, a Hollywood stuntman whose body and spirit have been shattered after a disastrous fall on a film set. Bedridden and consumed by despair, his world has shrunk to the four white walls of his room. That is, until a small, inquisitive girl named Alexandria wanders in. She is a fellow patient, an immigrant child with a broken arm and a spirit that remains defiantly whole. Their unlikely friendship becomes the catalyst for an epic journey. To pass the time and to win her trust for his own hidden, desperate motives, Roy begins to spin a tale for her. It is an improvised epic, a sprawling saga of 5 mythic heroes: a masked bandit, an explosive expert, an Italian revolutionary, a mystical Indian, and a naturalist, Charles Darwin. United by their shared hatred for the villainous Governor Odious, they embark on a quest for revenge across a landscape painted by Roy's words and Alexandria's imagination. And it is here that the film performs its greatest magic trick, dissolving the walls of the hospital and plunging us headfirst into their shared fantasy. In the world of The Fall, imagination is not a luxury, it is a currency of survival. For Roy, storytelling becomes a desperate lifeline, a way to process his profound physical pain and the deeper wounds of betrayal and loss. The characters in his epic are not mere inventions, they are reflections of the people in his real life. The heroic bandit is Roy's idealized self. The evil Governor Odious is the embodiment of the movie star who stole his love. Each twist of the plot is a cry from his own fractured heart. The story is his weapon, his confession, and his last, desperate attempt at control in a life that has spun out of it. But he is not the only author of this tale. Alexandria, the listener, is also a co-creator. Her childhood innocence and her literal interpretations of Roy's words actively shape the narrative in beautiful and unexpected ways. When Roy describes an Indian, a term he uses for a Native American warrior, Alexandria's mind, shaped by her own experiences, conjures a man from India, resplendent in a majestic turban and flowing silks. When Roy mentions a squaw, she pictures the rustling leaves of a sago palm, a sago. These charming moments are more than just clever details. They are a profound commentary on how our personal histories and cultural lenses define the worlds we imagine. The story becomes a living, breathing entity, molded by the teller's pain and the listener's purity. This collaboration transforms the mundane into the magnificent. A note passed between hospital staff becomes a secret message delivered by a loyal subject. The hospital's X-ray technician becomes the swashbuckling Italian revolutionary. The ice delivery man becomes the stoic Indian warrior. Through their shared act of creation, the sterile hospital environment bleeds seamlessly into the fantastical landscapes of their story. One moment, Alexandria is a small girl in a hospital bed. The next, she is a princess witnessing a battle in a desert of impossible blue.
The Fall shows us that imagination is not an escape from reality, but a way of transforming it. What makes this transformation so breathtaking is the film's unwavering commitment to authenticity. In an era defined by computer-generated imagery, Tarsem Singh chose a different path. The fantastical, dreamlike visuals of the fall were not created on a hard drive. They were captured in the real world. The production was a monumental undertaking, filmed over 4 years in 28 different countries. The labyrinthine blue city of the bandit is Jodhpur, India. The impossibly perfect desert dunes are in Namibia. The surreal geometric islands are real formations in the Andaman Sea. Every frame is a testament to the director's belief that the most incredible fantasy can be found in the overlooked corners of our own planet. There is no green screen trickery, no digital sleight of hand. The elephant swimming in the ocean is real. The actors are genuinely standing atop vertigo-inducing precipices. This dedication to tangible reality gives the film's fantasy an incredible weight and texture. It makes the imaginary feel stunningly, breathtakingly real, proving that the greatest special effect of all is the world itself, seen through a storyteller's eyes. The story behind the camera is nearly as compelling as the one in front of it. To truly understand the magic of The Fall, let's uncover 5 astonishing facts about its creation. First, the film was a true passion project, almost entirely self-funded by the director, Tarsem Singh. He spent over a decade developing the idea and poured his own money earned from directing commercials into the production. This financial independence gave him complete creative control, allowing him to pursue his singular, uncompromising vision without studio interference. It was a gamble of epic proportions, driven by pure artistic conviction.
Second, the incredible on-screen chemistry between Roy and Alexandria was nurtured by a unique and ethically questionable acting method. Lee Pace, who played Roy, spent the first several weeks of filming pretending he was actually paraplegic. The cast and much of the crew were led to believe his injuries were real. This meant that the young actress, Katinka Untaru, who played Alexandria, genuinely believed her co-star was unable to walk. Her concern, her empathy, and their bond were born from this perceived reality, creating a performance of stunning, unfeigned naturalness. Third, a significant portion of the dialogue between Roy and Alexandria was unscripted. Tarsem Singh would often place hidden cameras around the hospital set and simply let Lee Pace and Katinka Untaru interact. He would feed lines to Pace through a hidden earpiece, but Alexandria's responses were entirely her own. This improvisational approach is what gives their scenes such a raw, authentic, and unpredictable quality. We are not just watching actors recite lines, we are witnessing a genuine relationship unfold. Fourth, the film's global shoot was a logistical marathon. The crew traveled to remote and often difficult locations, from the temples of Bali to the colonial architecture of Argentina. In one instance, to capture a shot in the tomb of Tutankhamun in Egypt, the production was granted a mere 2 hours, forcing them to work with incredible speed and precision. This globe-trotting approach was not for spectacle alone. It was to find real-world locations that felt as though they could only exist in a dream. And fifth, despite its visual splendor and critical acclaim at film festivals, The Fall was a commercial failure upon its initial release. It was poorly marketed and received a very limited theatrical run, causing it to fade into obscurity for many years.
It is a classic example of a film that was ahead of its time, a cinematic treasure that has since found its devoted audience through word of mouth, a testament to the enduring power of a story well told. In the end, The Fall is more than just a film about a stuntman telling stories to a little girl. It is a profound exploration of the human condition. It is about how we create narratives to make sense of our pain, how we find connection in the most unlikely of places, and how the act of sharing a story can be a powerful form of healing for both the teller and the listener. Roy begins his tale as an act of manipulation, a dark tool to serve his own tragic end. But through Alexandria's unwavering faith in his heroes and her simple, powerful love, the story transforms. It becomes not a path to oblivion, but a bridge back to life. The film serves as a powerful reminder that we are all storytellers. We build narratives around our lives, our loves, and our losses. And sometimes, in our darkest moments, it is the power of a shared story, a shared imagination, that can pull us from the brink. The Fall is a gateway, an invitation to see the world not just as it is, but as it could be, through the boundless, magical lens of imagination. So, as the credits roll on this incredible cinematic journey, we turn the final page over to you. Of all the elements we've explored, the broken storyteller Roy, the innocent co-creator Alexandria, or the astonishing real-world effort that brought their fantasy to life, which part of this story resonated with you the most? Let us know in the comments below which character or fact you found most fascinating, and let's continue the conversation about this unforgettable film.